Welcome, and I hope that you are having a fantastic day. Today, we're going to talk about cryptocurrency news. We're going to look at Google search and the Bitcoin halving of 2020. This is crypto investing ideas to help you take profits and avoid losses. So, can we get this video to 99 likes? Smash that like button. It really helps us out. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion. So, in the United States, I don't know why this picture cut off, but there was a cat right there. Is declining U.S. interest in Bitcoin having a bad omen for the Bitcoin price? The third Bitcoin halving cycle is rapidly coming to a close. The multi-billion-dollar question on the lips of many investors is whether price performance following past events will repeat. According to Google Trends, it looks like U.S. interest in the event is actually waning with just weeks to go. Could this be a sign that perhaps this time the rocket might explode en route to the proverbial moon? News BTC has reported on Google Trends many times previously, given that the search engine is most people's first port of call when they need information on a topic. The metric can provide valuable insight into what those outside of Twitter or Reddit feel about Bitcoin. As pointed out by Bloomberg Markets editor Joe Weisenthal, searches for both halving and halvening are dropping within the United States. Just different spellings, halving versus halvening. And it's been dropping within the United States. Haven't seen this get a lot of attention on crypto Twitter. Searches for halving and halvening already on the decline weeks before it even happens. So after reading this, well, let's get into this. It also is worth noting that the Bitcoin halving itself is still around 2 months away. Expected in early May, global Google interest is still higher than any point during the lead up to the 2016 halving. Only during the week of July 9, 2016, the date of the halving itself, did Google searches for both terms spike to their current all-time highs. Another respondent of Weisel above Twitter user Bitflate reasoned, searches of halving reaches half of all-time highs. We're not in halving yet. It seems bullish to me. And so ultimately, I think they have a really good point here that Google search is a great place to find information about how people outside of the Bitcoin or outside of the cryptocurrency space, what is their interest about Bitcoin? Is the interest increasing or is the interest decreasing? But the thing that I thought was quite interesting is they seem really focused on the United States. And to me, while the United States has a tendency to drive a lot of things around the world, Bitcoin is a global phenomenon. And there are things happening in other countries, and in some of those cases, it has a bigger effect on Bitcoin than anything happening in the United States. Things happening with cryptocurrency in China or India, because China has 1.4 billion people, India has 1.3 billion people. Combined, you're talking about 2.7, 2.8 billion people on the planet that would be in those two countries alone. That dwarfs the size of the U.S. population by far. We only have 300 million people. And so just the sheer numbers can make a huge difference in terms of the impact. And with China coming out with their own digital currency and loosening their tight hold on cryptocurrency and kind of allowing cryptocurrency to be more prevalent in the country, allowing miners. In fact, China is the world's largest hub for Bitcoin miners. And with India loosening its regulations and its laws regarding cryptocurrency, they just won a court case against the Central Bank of India, allowing people to set up cryptocurrency exchanges and exchange money out of the banking system into cryptocurrency. And as long as that court decision doesn't get overturned, that's huge for the cryptocurrency market. And when you're talking about 1.3 billion people, where 5 out of 7 people on the planet have access to cell phones, to mobile phones. Currently on the planet, there's about 7.3 billion people, and there are 5.1, 5.2 billion smartphones in use today. And so a vast majority of the world's population has access to smartphones, but in India, less than 50% of their population actually have bank accounts. And so in India, there are far more people who do not have bank accounts that have smartphones and can actually use their smartphones with cryptocurrency in order to have a form of a bank account by using cryptocurrency wallets. And so all of that is extremely bullish and a far bigger dynamic than anything that the U.S. can affect or influence. And so while I think it's good to look at what is the U.S. doing, I think you also have to look at what's happening around the world. And so I'm going to include a link to Google Trends in this in the YouTube description, so that if you want to come here and do your own searches, you can. All you have to do is click here, and you can either edit or remove the search term. You can even add additional search terms. So if we want to go back here, and we had 2 different spellings, one is having and the other is havening, and maybe we want to compare them, so I could put in Bitcoin and havening and click the button, and now I can see the searches for both search terms. And you can see here how on the February 9th to February 15th, it did have kind of a peak, and then it has dropped down. And a moment ago, we had some dotted lines that seem to have gone away. I'm refreshing. Let's see if they come back. Let's see if we get rid of this if they come back. Let's remove that. And all right, well, there were some dotted lines that went up here. I don't know why they went away or what the deal is, but anyway. It updated. So this is the March 8th through 14th data. The dotted lines represented data, and it said something about March 14th, and it went up, indicating that they expected, and it was before they had complete data. So I guess while I've been recording this video, Google has updated their data. So it does look like the search for Bitcoin halving has been going down. But again, this is a search for just the United States. So let's broaden our scope and go worldwide here. And let's see what's happening on a worldwide basis. And so here's the interesting thing. While the United States seems to be on a bit of a decline, global interest in the Bitcoin halving is on an upward trend. It's increasing. And you notice that on the global basis, so 89 points is what they're giving on a global basis. If we go back to the U.S., you'll notice that the U.S. is actually quite a bit less United States. And so here, here it peaks at 100, and then down here it's down to 65. And so the U.S. may be on a decline when it comes to interest in the Bitcoin halving, but worldwide, it's actually much higher. And so with it peaking at this high of 89 right now and everything else, global interest in cryptocurrency is on the increase, even though in the United States it seems to be on the decline. But, you know, the thing that's going to influence the United States is really how much media attention is it getting. And once the media starts touting the Bitcoin halving and all that kind of stuff, we'll definitely see an increase in interest in the United States. Also, as this article pointed out, the interest peaked primarily the week of the halving. And so time will tell in terms of how all of this is going to play out. I'm still very bullish. I'm still very positive on how this is all going to play out. I think the U.S. is going to turn around as we approach the halving. I think the recent price drop has put a sour taste in some people's mouth, and I think that has a lot to do with why people's interest has gone down. But just like anything else, people's interest goes up, it goes down. It's a very, very fickle thing. And so it's what is the flavor of the day, so to speak. Anyway, how can I be of service to you? Do you have any questions? Do you want to talk about anything? Was there something I didn't cover that you wanted me to cover? Or do you just disagree with what I said? I'm interested in your polite disagreements. Look, you know things I don't know. I know things you don't know. And when we share our knowledge together, you and I, we can grow smarter together. I want to grow smarter together with you. Leave your polite disagreements in the comments below. In the meantime, like, subscribe, and hodl. And I hope that you have a fantastic day.